Hello my dears, today let's talk about how to shift your identity to actually reinvent yourself. This is Thank You Inner Panda, my name is Tan and this channel is all about spirituality and self-growth. So today I'd like to share with you the steps I myself took to reinvent myself without forcing it. At the time I was doing it, I didn't even realize I was following a concept because it happened more naturally. So today I'll break it down for you into the steps I actually took and hope they can help you as well. So roughly said, you have two possibilities how to change and develop the new you. You could do it from an internal shift, so really shift your identity and become the new you, or you can inhabit external strategies and change your looks to get the new you. And I guess you already know the way I did it, but let's have a very quick look at the external way because it actually works, right? So when you choose the external way, let's concentrate on the possibility of changing your habits and your looks. And for example, when you change your habits, let's say you want to be more sporty and healthy, so you decide to run every day. So you can really be disciplined, have a schedule and go running like every day, 3 times a week, whatever. But this can be really hard at the beginning, right? You really have to be consistent and persistent and kind of force yourself to do it if it's not really you at this point. And when you do it long enough, well, eventually you become the runner and eventually you may like running. So it definitely works, but the way is more a rough way, let's say it like this. And when it comes to changing your looks, there are studies in plastic surgery, for example, showing that after people change, well, there are some of them who are fine and liking the new look, right? But there are also a lot of people who after the surgery still feel unhappy and still feel ugly. Yeah, because it's something they feel inside. It's nothing to do with their looks. So I truly believe you can change yourself more successfully and naturally when we do it from the inside out. This includes 2 parts. One is self-acceptance and the other one is self-concept. And maybe you're asking yourself, why should I work in self-acceptance? I want to change anyway. But it's crucial to understand who you are right now, to understand why you want to change this version. What makes you see yourself the way you do see yourself right now? What are your inner beliefs? What are your blockages? And this has a lot to do with the way you were raised as well, the way how family and friends see you. Because for sure, people who knew you a very long time, family and friends, expect you to be and behave in a certain way. And you have adopted this version people see of you for such a long time, for sure, you just act like this, you just behave like this. But now it's time for your inner work, your journaling, your meditations, to really see these are the characteristics you have now, and this is what you want to change. Put down in words what you think about yourself right now and then make peace with this version of you. Embrace the old version of yourself. Know your worth. Have love and appreciation for this old version, but then you can let it go. You can really draw a line and step over this line and really say to yourself, I am ready to connect to my true self. So let go of your old belief systems and evolve in the new version of you. So the next thing is your self-concept. When you put down in words who you used to be, you also put down in words who you want to be, right? So what are your passions, your goals, your desires? What kind of person do you wish to be and why? And the next part is actually practicing. You want to think, feel and act like this person that you want to be. So actually, this is manifesting, guys. So you can use affirmations and visualization to step in the new version of yourself and to feel this version. And for sure, if you used to be a shy person, for example, it's hard to suddenly say, I am confident, right? But I'd like to share with you a little backstory of mine to help you understand how I did it. And maybe this makes it easier for you as well. So when I was a little kid, I had some major health issues, and they are all resolved, but my parents used to be very fearful, and I was seen as a kid who's weak, who shouldn't do any physical activities, and who should just stay at home with her books and her piano. But I loved watching dance shows, and I loved watching martial arts movies. Those with the gorgeous dresses and the swords and flying through the air stuff. So there was a part of me deep inside that really wanted to learn dancing and kung fu. But I also believed about myself to be physically weak and having two left feet and bad at sports, because this was what I was believing my whole life, right? So there was no way I could affirm I am a dancer or I am confident. But what I could affirm was I love to express my feelings and emotions through dance. And I love to feel confident in my body. This was something I could believe. And this was something that took me to my first dance classes and my first kung fu classes. Eventually, I ended up being quite good in both. And when you ask my friends that I know just from this part of my life, they would never expect me to be bad at sports or weak or anything like that. They just know this version of me. They just know the dancer me and the kung fu girl. So you can change the affirmations a bit to make them more believable for you or easier to believe. And with time, you will step into the version where you can confidently say the I am versions as well. And in the beginning, it might be easier to practice the new version of you with people you don't know, because they don't expect you to behave in a certain way, right? They don't know the old version of yourself. For example, I used to have a bag from a dancewear shop with printed ballet shoes on it, and at the beginning I would take this bag on the streets with me everywhere I went, just to make me feel more confident in this. And I knew people who saw me would assume I'm a dance girl, and so I felt like a dance girl. And try to gain new friends, because new friends don't expect you to behave in the old version, right? They just got to know you the way you are right now, and they get to like you the way you are right now. So it's much easier for you to relax here and to be this new version of yourself. And here's maybe also the tricky part when it comes to your family and your old friends, right? Because those people still know the old version of you, and maybe they still expect you to be exactly like that. Sometimes when you start behaving in the new version of yourself, they are just like irritated and they reflect it back to you. And maybe you have some of them who cannot really accept that you changed. These are the people who are like, oh, you changed, like it's something bad. But actually it's not, right? Because you're just evolving. And there will also for sure be people who are as happy as you are that you can step into your true power and your true self. So maybe there are going to be some breakups, or you're going to lose certain people who can just not accept that you evolve. But there will also be new people who are much more like you. So in the end, growth is worth it. So just keep practicing and being consistent, and with time you will just grow into the desired version of yourself. I hope you found this helpful today. If so, please give me a like and subscribe for more, and feel free to claim in the comments who you are in your new version. Have a lovely day. Till next time. Bye.